Thank you very much, everyone. So they asked me to talk about the UK solar market in grid parity, and this will be very quick because it's quite a challenging market right now. So briefly, Suncor Energy Holding, we have launched this platform dedicated to develop market parity project in the UK and in Italy. We have around 45, 50 megawatts ready to be built in the UK, and a pipeline of 200 megawatts in Italy to expect it to be ready at the end of this year, but likely next year. So a quick recap on the solar market in the UK. There is an installed capacity of around 13 gigawatts at the beginning of this year, and the subsidized market is ended last year at the end of March. So talking about non-subsidies, the market started at a very low pace with only one project built without subsidies, which is the Anesco 1, which is a 10 megawatt plus of solar plus 6 megawatt of battery. Why that? Well, the first component is the geographical component, which means that we have a very, very low irradiation compared to other countries, which add a lot of complexity to this market. Then we have the industrial component. That means we need to have a lower capex. We need to optimize the plant design from the beginning, from the development phase, when this allows the operator to optimize also the OpEx, which is very important also that. And the financial component is, of course, the PPA. So if you're looking to leverage the project to optimize the return for the investor, you have to, you want a longer-term PPA, you have to accept a higher discount. And if you are willing to have a more aggressive PPA, of course, you have to, you will have a shorter term PPA. That means no or very low bankability on the long term of the project. And there is lack of availability of corporate PPA at the moment. So our view, and this is the approach we are having also with our investors, is to take our own view on the merchant price, try to build a sizable portfolio, and then try to negotiate a higher scale PPA after COD or after 2 years of operation of the project. So in this very difficult environment, who can be the first mover? Developers like us, typically we don't have the financial capability to build enough scale to be attractive for the off-takers and also for the, let's say, the long-term investors. Major solar investors right now, listed funds, infrastructure funds, are not able to match the minimum returns on a full equity base on this project. And the banks, of course, we all know that are not pioneers by DNA, for sure. Well, in Italy right now, they're trying to make something. But the good point on the banks in the UK as well, we are talking with all the major banks, and they're trying to find a way to be part of this market. And this is a very good signal because they understood that that's the market in the UK here and after, so they want to be part of this, so they are anyway supportive of that. So who can be the first mover to properly start the market? We see that APC contractor and panel manufacturer are the most interested party because they have other drivers to keep stake into the UK solar market. And the utilities, honestly, we have there's a question mark on that. We have tried to engage the utilities. Sorry, we have tried to engage the utilities on the equity side, but at the moment they seem not to be really interested on that. So, how can we reach a gigawatt market again? Well, gigawatt maybe is really optimistic, but let's say a sizable market for the investors. We think that solar dedicated action can really help on that, or at least solar to be allowed again to compete on the CFD, the contract for different market. Because the thing we need as solar investor is to have at least a minimum price on the PPA side. That means we are able to leverage the project and to have some stability on the revenue streams. Another market that the Solar Association in the UK is pushing to with the government is to have the solar allowed to compete on the capacity market, which means that we can add some more revenues on the projects. And as of today, there is almost no availability for corporate PPAs for various reasons, for legislation reasons, you always need to involve utilities on that, and utilities typically are not really happy to let's say, lose a client or to reduce the margin on that because of the competitiveness of the solar at the moment. So this is more or less all on the solar market in the UK. We think there is a market, otherwise we will not develop in that market. It's a very complex market due to the low irradiation, but we need the help of institutional and government to help the solar coming back again strong in the UK. Thank you very much.